Здравствуйте, зеленые собаки, and welcome to week 13 of Exploratory Russian here at Snowden. I'm so excited to finally be moving with you into Unit 3, where we'll finish up. We finished talking about school, but now we'll be talking about our families. And like we've talked about some in the past, purple level speakers are really nicely able to describe their own environment, their own surroundings, describe their day-to-day life. And I think so far we've talked about ourselves, we talked about school, and now we'll talk about our families a little bit. So this week we're going to start with the members of our family and what they like to do. And then the next week we'll move into what the members of our family look like. And then we will, in the next following weeks, spend time going back talking about their age, where they are from, and we'll also be able to talk about how many, the question how many people, and answer that. So really, we're going to be using a lot of the vocabulary from Unit 1 and Unit 2 to describe our families and Unit 3. And we'll do that with ourselves, and of course, I plan to make sure that we get to use our superheroes as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So right now, as you can see here, I have our unit document right here in my hand, and it's going to give us a chance to look over this vocabulary. I want to start this week with the actual family members. So we're not going to be focused so much on the chunks right at first. As usual, we're going to start out with this vocabulary. You're going to be absolutely responsible for this vocabulary by the end, but luckily it isn't that much, especially when you consider that that we're using this vocabulary every day in our lessons. So again, use this video as an opportunity to practice your family members and use it as an opportunity to hear the correct pronunciations. Okay, and then when we come back to class, we're going to be using them in our day-to-day. So we're going to start with the family members. We're going to start with the family members, and each one of these says Maya or Moy on it, and we've gone over them in class by now, but I want to make sure that you hear me correctly. This vocabulary will be part of our flip check tomorrow. Okay? Thank you. All right, so here we go. Starting at the top, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So left, right, left, right. The first one, simple. Mama, mama. Papa, papa. Well, those two are fairly easy, mom and dad, right? They are terms of endearment. There are two words, mat and atets, that mean mother and father. But mama and papa are pretty much normal in Russian conversation. Then, one line down, babushka, babushka, dedushka, dedushka. We've talked about them in songs now, right? Grandmother and grandfather. Make sure babushka, not babushka. There's a strange propensity for saying that. Make sure babushka. The emphasis is on the first syllable. The next line down. Sistra. Sistra. Brat. Brat. Sistra and brat, again, very easy, sound very similar to their English counterparts. Yes, some people have already noticed brat and brat sound a lot alike, so that's a way that people remember if you might have a bratty younger brother or older brother. Then, next line down, tyotia, tyotia, dядя, dядя. Tyotia and dядя, aunt and uncle. I don't know about you, but my aunts and uncles are very important in my life. All right, Moy and Maya for the next line down. We're talking about cousins here. Двоюродный or двоюродная brat or sistra. All right, that's a big mouthful. You can also use the word cousin K-U-Z-Y-N, kuzien. And then beginning the pets here. Rybka, Rybka, the little fish. We'll learn a chant to teach us those. Then the final line, the last two pets, koshka and sabaka. It's been a long time for us to not have these words, koshka and sabaka. So all of those family members are going to be where we start this week. By the end of this week, you should be able to tell me that in your family you live with these people, that you have these people in your family. And then we're going to learn how to talk about the things that they like to do, in addition to the things that to the way that they look. So the things that they like to do, we'll talk about a little bit in our song, because we know how to say I like to do something, but it gets trickier when we talk about he or she likes to do something. So we'll learn in a song how to talk about the things that mom and dad like to do as well. All right. So notice, if you look at your activities, they are very much the same as the activities that we looked at in Unit 1. Let's start up here on the left-hand side. Проводить время с друзьями. That one's familiar. To spend time with friends. Играть в видеоигры. Right from Unit 1. Play video games. Ходить по магазинам. Now we did ходить в кино, but ходить по магазинам is to go shopping, right? Слушать музыку. That's one we know. Then up on the right-hand column, танцевать. We know that from our song. Смотреть телевизор. Смотреть телевизор and играть в видеоигры kind of go together, right? Then заниматься спортом. We've had that now twice in some cases. And then рисовать, рисовать, which will be in the song that we're doing this week, if you can remember that. So family members and activities, that'll be the thrust for this week. And next week, we'll really work on these physical descriptors, and personality descriptors will come in the next week, so that by the end of this unit, we'll be able to comfortably describe our family members, what they're like, what they like to do, and then we'll have sort of a better picture of our own families here, so that when we sit down again for the round of interview tests, we'll have so much more to talk about. I'm so excited. We really only have about 5 weeks left, because that last week is exams, and then we have a short week for Thanksgiving built in there. So, we'll cross our fingers. So I hope that we get through it all. I'm sure that we will. It's going to be great fun, and I'm really proud of all of you. Thanks so much. До свидания.